Action. Welcome to episode 19 of the Hour of Power here at KWNK 97.7 Reno Community Radio. I see that the recording is happening. Here, segment 2 of the Global Guys. I, Lord Toby via Chad William Michael, the vessel, traveling on planet Earth, around the sun, coming up on 33 rotations. Oh, I have been corrected. Revolution. And here with me is one of my most favorite humanoids of all time. Yes, he is a captain. Yes, he has lived in many embodiments. He has come into this STL, the Seth Thomas Lowen embodiment, to share with all of us his presence, his royal presence. Captain Heinrich Stakes STL, my cousin.
Here, here.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Hour of Power. And what a privilege to be live on Instagram, sharing with all the people, live, raw, uncut, in the flesh, perhaps always keeping it at Disney PG. Mom and Dad are still alive. Ish. We like Ian to tune in. So we just share from our hearts, right? You know, we got a lot of stories, a lot of beautiful history. However, we like to get out of the way so we may be a blessing to the people, you know?
So much fun and playtime. Yes.
Yes. And we'll tell them a little bit about our mini Global Guy adventure the last 18, 20 hours.
Yeah, that is great.
When did we meet up, Heimlich, yesterday?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. at the Virginia Lake Palace. In Switzerland.
Yes.
And we prepared ourselves for a night on the town where Heimlich purchased 2 tickets to Circus Paris at El Dorado. It was perfecto. Such a great time.
Magical. It's fun.
It was very magical. I really appreciate it.
33 rotations.
33 rotations.
93 million miles around the sun. From the Earth. From the Earth to the sun is 93 million miles.
Speak up, Heinrich. Let the people hear you. What are your dimensions?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, everywhere you want to speak. You are everywhere. You are omniscient, all-powerful.
So episode number 20 is next. That's exciting.
This is 19.
19.
This is 19 right here, right now.
Boy years. The teenage years are behind you next.
This is true. This is true.
What's the best content you've talked about so far?
Right here, right now.
Yeah?
With you. Yeah, this is.
He likes being in the present.
I know this is going to be the most climactic, healthy, harmonious radio show broadcast that has ever been recorded for the 11 o'clock hour on Sunday evenings. And just a privilege. I mean, it's like the Jetsons. We live in the Jetsons now. We're broadcasting worldwide.
Yeah, live radio waves is amazing.
It's absolutely beautiful. And we'll be uploading to YouTube, which is another beautiful open free channel.
Instant globe access. It's beautiful. And the studio's beautiful. They did a great job remodeling this. Last time when we were here, it was like being in it came a long ways to a professional looking studio.
This is exciting. We were the first.
This feels way more professional.
Beautiful.
It's a nice place.
Love it. Right on. Thank you, KWNK, Sir Thomas. We got Smooth Jazz with Chaz. He's doing a little editing behind us.
Jazz with Chaz.
King Davi from Never Neverland. He's plugged in.
Yeah,
we don't want to give away his Clark Kent identity, his Superman identity, so we'll keep it at that. He is royalty, and he does share himself in the Reno community, very much so. His presence is always warmly greeted. I love Smooth Jazz with Chaz, but meeting King Davi in person, he's always welcoming, always asking me how it's going, and what the goals are. We always have little goal check-ins. I see him every other week or every 2-3 weeks at such and such location.
Yes.
I want to believe the reason I have friends, real friends now these days, is that when we have these personal interactions, they stay between us. Like I love first person interaction. I love being present with people.
Mm-hmm.
I talk on the phone as minimum as possible. I share myself via online as minimum as possible. I know sometimes I have to go through this balance of marketing Chad William Michael global guys, and I feel I deserve and we deserve as global guys to be sponsored to travel the planet, bringing gratitude wherever we go, sharing from our hearts. This is the life we are co-creating together as cousins. We've known each other since we were 3 years old, 3 years young, and still I feel better and better every day. And I know we're getting healthier and healthier together. And we meet up every other week, 2, 3 weeks. Sometimes we go a month, and then we really have an epic global guy adventure together, even if it's 6, 7 hours. Or
We've been calling it that since probably early 2015.
Yes,
Global guy adventure, just playing with it and having fun. And I think things manifest at the right time. I mean, they are manifesting. We're here doing a live professional radio show. It's just it's one thing at a time. It's fun. It's exciting. I think what you were talking about earlier,
I'm with you.
social interaction.
Yes.
God, I love that. Like in a sense of, we're just addicted to little screens and big screens, and it's like just talk to each other, say hello. Most people will engage you and are happy to be engaged.
Right.
Like socially, it drives me nuts when people just cannot, just
It's okay.
heads down.
We forgive them.
Thumb talking.
We forgive them the best of our capability.
Yeah, because there is so many cool social interactions to be had.
I got stopped in a grocery store at 11 o'clock at night by an older man to just talk to me about good things. Life.
Thanks for getting this instead of the other red grape juice.
You're welcome.
This is more PG.
Yeah, coconut water.
Coconut water is the healthiest hydration on the planet. Is it from the Philippines?
Close.
Yes, it is. Product of the Philippines.
Beautiful.
Best coconuts on the planet.
What do you think about the Philippines?
Wow, what a loaded question. So I've been privileged to go there 11 times now, and it's magical. It's like a different planet on this planet. I haven't been to El Nido yet, but the places that I have been has been pretty magical. Swimming with whale sharks, ATVing on volcanoes. I mean, there's so many things you can do in for a very efficient cost, and it's a very comfortable entry to Asia, I would say. For a lot of people that have never been there, Tagalog is the primary language of the Philippines, but English is also very prevalent. In the provinces, it can be a little bit less, but they understand, they interact, and it's the land of smiles. Pinoy people are the happiest people. Between them and Thai, be a close one, but very Philippines cool. Is it was one of our imperial colonies we got after the Spanish-American War in 1898, and we gave them their independence shortly thereafter. So it's exciting. It's very exciting. Conflict, it's all right.
Yeah.
There's no more conflict anymore.
Maybe there is all the time on the other side.
Yeah. It's not in our reality, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, we've been talking about what's the story. Not only what's the story that we want to tell, but what's the one we want to experience.
You had a cool story about almost going into combat.
Yeah, wanting to do it.
You wanted to do it.
I want to do
Part
it.
of what you thought, your dad did. You want to follow in his footsteps, being an attack helicopter pilot.
Yes.
And then the night before,
the day before,
the evening before.
Have
you shared that story yet?
I'm not sure.
That little segment. So, what changed your mind? What was it? A feeling?
It was a feeling.
Where were you exactly?
I was upstairs, on the third floor, where
that basement converted to a room in your house.
Yeah. No, up top on the third floor where Grant and Ian are.
Right. Yeah.
And I was there looking out the window, and I said, "Do I really want to go? I want to go 7 years and learn how to fly helicopters to kill people?" And the answer was no.
Yeah.
I didn't want to kill anymore. I didn't even want to kill.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ride my bicycle more and have more fun.
And that you have.
Yes.
This guy rides a lot of... Yeah, we have a lot of bicycle riding to do all over the planet.
Yes, and that's...
Riding for different charities, organizations. Be cool. But back on that, did you have a point where you thought, okay, 7 years, but this has been your 7th year now of doing your adventure from Syracuse? It's kind of funny how instead of going to war and taking lives and doing things like that, your story has been, discovering your inner self and how may I be, just at peace all the time and have fun
Yes.
and enjoy. And that's where we came up with the term joygans, too much joy and fun, joyganism.
What does peace feel like?
That's going to be, what?
Joyganism.
Joygan. It derived from something else, but we'll just use the joygan word. I think it's fun. You call somebody that's too happy, smiling all the time, too upbeat. You're a joygan. That's all right. It's a good thing to be called.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We laugh, we call each other that all the time. I think Reno's a great base camp.
Yes.
You have no traffic really compared to other
It's pretty
big
open.
cities.
It's open.
Austin,
It's the best.
LA. Yeah, it's fun. Everywhere we are is great. Good base camp here.
Thank you, Reno.
In this studio, I like it.
Join the global guy.
So can we see the globe here? So the Earth is at the equator, 24,901 mile around.
Okay.
195 recognized countries. So the U.S. passport gets you to 163 of them.
Cool.
The oldest human remains were found 3.2 million years ago by a fossil Lucy, I was reading, in the northeast part of Ethiopia. It's pretty cool.
Beautiful.
Pretty amazing.
Beautiful.
A lot of neat stuff on this planet.
How many galaxies are there?
I don't know.
What were you just reading about? You had your book with you.
Pretty neat stuff.
How many stars?
Really fantastic book.
Just estimate. We say some stories true.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about the
I know. What information do you remember from the book you were just reading?
how we are like ants. And
Tell us more.
I thought that was almost comical until I started reading it. And better as a
Just regurgitate it.
right. No, as a society, basically, we ants are societies. They depend on each other, as do a lot of societies these days, like humans. We're not the biggest, strongest, fastest. Same thing with the ants, but every person has their role. I think our role is to bring people into awareness of, finding their self, not caring what others do, as long as you're making a positive and fun impact, and
Yes.
being a blessing to yourself, your community, others, the planet.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Having fun.
Yes.
Fun is our job, right?
Fun is our job.
Fun is the core essence of, I think, what Global Guys is about. Fun with responsibility, with
Respect all beings.
Yeah, respect all beings. We always say our mission statement for first-time listeners.
Yes. Respect. Yeah, please. Do you
Yeah.
remember? You wrote it out,
Right.
but it's natural. I feel like the
It is
more and more
natural.
natural.
Yeah. It just has to flow naturally.
Yeah, I feel like now more than ever before, Global Guys and Chad William Michael and Seth Thomas Lauren are not only worthy to travel the planet, enjoying ourselves from one joy experience to the next, spreading love, gratitude.
We have been talking about this for a long time, yeah.
Yes, everywhere we go, people enjoy. They enjoy our arrival because together we were hanging out at the lake porch, on the palace porch, and I said, you name one person on this lake that is more grateful than us. Like, do you think there's one other person that is as grateful as us? And I really don't think so.
We're good at appreciation. We're
the best at it.
That's an art. We, yeah.
And we're just here to inspire that.
We
humbly.
I think appreciating,
Humbly.
appreciation is a big thing, because I know without it, it's hard to it's so easy to take things for granted.
It can be.
Your legs, your arms, your heart, your breath, your lungs. I mean, just simple things people just take for granted, but when you have gratitude for everything, well, you appreciate it more, and by that you have a more richer life. You have a deeper connection and meaning to it. Like the 28 plus countries I've been, we were reminiscing the 5 countries you've been spending time in, right? Not traveling through at least a few days on your own accord, not for work. I mean, there's so much out there, and I think through traveling, man, it's just every corner you go to, it's you're turning a new corner. It's it's exciting. I was reading today, we were talking about this morning, only 113 million passports are active and issued in the United States of 325 million. So it's like 35% of Americans the third largest country behind China, India.
Okay.
That's kind of a low percentage.
And how many people use them?
How many people use them?
You think?
Yeah, of that 113 million, how many have really gone outside of
Travel.
maybe North America, Canada, Mexico? I don't know the numbers.
I always practice having my papers on
I
me.
think, and
I got a new gift.
I think everybody who has a passport should, maybe,
Yeah, sure.
get a passport holder, which is RFID radio frequency, because your passport has a chip in it. So something like this you can find online. Thank you, Amazon Prime.
Yes, thank you.
Protect your passport. Your papers.
Your papers.
Your
Your
papers.
papers, Heimlich.
But you know, it's a cool thing to have a passport, to be able to go enter another country. You know, we live in such an age where, boom, you can get on an airplane. You literally can be anywhere in the world within 48 hours. That shirt I sent you,
Yes.
saw the other day?
Yes.
I love that. It says,
What does it say? Remember.
a mile of road will take you, excuse me, a mile of road will take you only that, but a mile of runway will take you anywhere. It's pretty cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
9,000 miles, I think. That's about the furthest you can go. But
It's beautiful.
Gulfstream G650ER,
Yes.
Airbus A340, 500.
It's in the driveway.
Would you like to do a pole-to-pole flight? Maybe before then we'll be
Heimlich,
invited
tell
to
the
that.
people about the invitation you gave to me earlier on our walkabout this morning.
So it's a Airbus A340 500. It's to Pan Am did it back in the 1960s on a Boeing 707 four-engine airplane, and they basically left New York. So here we have a beautiful map. So they left New York. They flew to South America, and then they flew from South America over the South Pole to Perth, Australia, up to Beijing, China, then over the North Pole back to New York. So it's the pole-to-pole flight. They have a Guinness Book of World Records certification person on board, and it's supposed to take like 50 hours. I think the original took 60 hours. So you're literally doing a vertical loop around the pole, following the prime meridian, basically.
Wow. Is it an Airstream?
Airbus A340.
But is there
500, yeah.
is there some sort of wind thing that they take, you think, to help the flight? But you said it's more of a scenic flight too.
Yeah, over the pole, I believe. I don't know the exact profile, but it's supposed to get down to maybe. They're supposed to descend quite low over the poles so you can see.
All right.
And
Very cool.
how cool would that be?
I think it's very cool. And also, you hustled me into some space exploration. 6 years ago?
Yes.
What was the deal we made?
Well,
Because
we're
you
definitely
reminded of me
we're
of
going
it.
we're going to visit one of the space hotels before we depart this planet
Okay.
in these physical bodies.
I feel like
I think
we're
it'd be
getting ready
fun.
for blast off of this room. What do you think?
I'd say it's pretty close.
Yeah. It's interesting. Smooth
There's-
Jazz with Chaz. I appreciate it. Listen to Smooth Jazz with Chaz. I
So many
believe it's at
amazing
6
things on
a.m.
this-
on 6 p.m.
Yeah.
on Sunday nights. He's a
Yes.
great host for the show. But anyway, we segment back to here and now. Episode 19, Hour of Power, segment 2 with the global guy, Seth Thomas Warren, my cousin, 32 years of age. I, Chad William Michael, 32 years of age. My mom, his dad, our brother, sister. We have a unique and beautiful, healthy relationship. Yeah, I feel like sometimes this guy has way too much energy, even for me. And he reminds me to be present. This morning, I tried to make him my special Johnny's latte, and it wasn't good enough for him, but he made me perfect it so much. I enjoyed both of them, and you had to make a coffee. But what were your thoughts?
I don't believe that turmeric goes in coffee. It should go in Indian food and pretty much anything else. Rice, quinoa.
We had a sleepover last night practicing. We were in
Coffee.
Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
So we had a good time at Circus Paris, 7 o'clock.
That was exciting. That was fun.
We went to
They
a circus
did a
show.
nice
Beautiful.
they did a nice job, and we had a French kiss cocktail afterwards. So it's I don't remember what was in it, but they
was
had a lot of
beautiful.
champagne, and they poured extra for us too. That was
See
fun.
how pretty. She was beautiful.
So we're getting let's see, lots of likes here. So we have how many people on Instagram? That's great.
It was beautiful.
I love it. How fun.
What did we? And then we had a nice dinner. We'll keep it at that. We had a nice dinner at Brews Brothers in El Dorado. I mean, just a different pace for me.
Sure.
Just a different practice of life. Going to a show in a casino with all the bells and whistles around. But we went to the show. It was really great. Then we had a nice dinner together. And then we went to Hive Mind at the Bluebird, which is once a month on Wednesday evenings. And what do you think of that time, Nick?
It was fun. It was a unique. It has its own unique character. I think like most places do. I mean, you have a lot going on. You have people doing the aerial ropes. You have a lot of different music, dancing, interaction.
Yes. Cool. I was really happy to share that
neat.
with you. I have said it a few times, but just for our listeners, it was I believe the melting pot of all the best in Reno there. And I go to and I see a lot of these people in different environments, but they all come together to the Hive Mind once a month at the Bluebird, and you got to see all of them together.
Right.
All their shows are combined there, all their personalities, the best of everyone was there, and you got to see it. You know, you live in South Reno, you're in a town, but when you're at the Eagle's Nest, you recover and you rest. You know, I have a different lifestyle on a day to day. I live here more than ever before. I'm involved with the community, so I love sampling it to the person, my cousin, who invited me originally out to Reno, and to bless him with all beautiful people I know.
Yep. The vibe in Reno is it's great. It's becoming a little melting pot, and I think 4th Street where the Bluebird Cafe is and High Minds that's expanding that direction. I think there's a lot inbound for sure into Reno in the most positive way possible.
Beautiful.
And we get to play our little part.
Yes.
I think like everybody does.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yes.
Everybody has their part to play.
Yes.
Which is great, and so they say a lot in the Japanese society. Everybody really feels connected to each other, and I think a lot of times here we tend to really put it's just almost more of an individual thing. But by getting involved in the community, doing stuff like radio or anything, you can start feeling more connected. The more connected we are, I think the more you just feel. As you feel connected, you just how do you feel like in Reno now versus when you came? You know more people, you know the area, you feel kind of grounded at home. It's kind of at home feeling. You feel like you're part of society versus being kind of external.
I shared with you the African proverb the other day. If
I like that one.
Child does not feel or is not accepted by the community, that it will burn the village down to feel its warmth. That's powerful.
That is powerful.
When we feel rejected, I kind of understand. Like when you feel rejected and you're hearing no and you really want something, like you can almost empathize with the worst things of life, the most heinous, horrible things of life, rejection and that darkness and that it's challenging. So a lot of people feel that, and instead of judging those people, love them. I feel like love is what we all want, however you want to label it, whatever. It's just to feel embraced and listened to. And so when I do the theater improv there, I'm with people.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes,
A compliment, active listening, breathing, conscious breathing. So I'm allowing Heimlich to speak to me. I'm listening to him, and then the Sir Thomas.
Listening.
Give it up for Sir Thomas for a moment.
Great job on the studio.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Real nice. Professional. See
right on, there he is.
The codes.
He graced us with his presence. Thank you.
Lord. I like what you're saying, though. Absolutely.
Would you hear? So this is the thing. So the act of listening is you regurgitate a little bit. So you're affirming that you listen to me, and then you add on to your thoughts.
No, keep going though. Before.
Give me a couple words. So jog me.
You have active appreciation.
Yes.
I think listening is an art.
Yes.
Connecting with others, because I think when you do feel that rejection, a lot of people can take it out in two ways. You can either,
step up the game,
or
do the opposite.
Right.
And that's
violence or motivation, or it's always you always have that segue of two choices.
Yes.
A lot of times the easier road is, the tougher road is the
violent. It could be violent. It could be very negative.
Right.
That's easy gratification.
It's hard to say yes when everything says no. I mean, rejection. Something comes in the mail, it doesn't work out right, but it's all about hey, this is part of the journey.
Yes, I ordered this.
How
How am I going to respond to this situation?
Right.
You know?
We always have choices, and it's
yes. Keep going. You're doing great. I'm really loving it. I'm loving your.
We always have choices.
Yes. Yeah. We're faced with them, right?
Every day, every second.
That's why I like to cloak myself in gratitude. What am I grateful for? And
playtime.
Yes, playtime. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes it takes us a little bit to get grateful, right? At moments.
Yeah.
But we're getting better than ever before.
Definitely.
We always say back and forth, tell me what you do want. Yeah. We help each other.
Well, yeah. What you
tell
focus,
me what's the story?
What you do want. What you focus on expands. Your thoughts become your reality. It's so true.
You're experiencing it more than before, right? You've been studying for 6-7 years on your own personal note, 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're starting to experience this silly thought process of co-creating.
Yes.
It's
more awareness.
A little silly to me still, intellectually.
Yeah. Right.
But we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
We have gravity. We have change. We have law of attraction. Mm-hmm. 3 of the 5 laws, right, that govern our universe. So I'll keep it simple for me. Gravity, right? You know, keeps me here. Change. It's constantly changing from one moment to the next. Nothing to hold on to or grasp to.
Change is the only constant.
And what am I attracting? I am a radio antenna.
A boomerang. What you give out is what you get back. What channel are you tuned into? If you're tuned to the prosperity channel, or wealth, happiness, peace, love, health, joy, that doesn't mean things are going to come across your plate that doesn't challenge you, but you're just more receptive to attracting that in.
I agree.
We've heard it so many ways. It does help to, if you can reinterpret it yourself, if you will.
Yes.
Like we're doing right now. But
this is where we're at. We're sharing where we're at.
I just desire, and tell me what you do. I just desire to be around people that are going to uplift me, because it's like you have so much energy in the day. I just don't want to waste it on anything that's going to drag me down or be, only that's going to make me better and pick me up and push me and motivate me and basically make you, give you a richer life experience culturally through food, adventure experiences, travel, interactions with humans. That's the most adventurous it can get. I'd love to bring thousands of different people on their show, and just, interviews are cool because you really get to understand someone's life. Every face, every set of eyes has a story behind it. If you really truly think about it, it's like, why does this person do that job? Was it because of their family heritage? What was their desires? Glass making, the people that go out in the Arctic and just, Greenpeace, all these, just everybody has their role to play. 9+ billion people on the planet. It's fascinating, so many people doing so many amazing things, Who invented this microphone? Where did these clothes come from? I mean, so many things we just take for granted,
I know.
It's amazing. The
global guys.
Technological advancement. But I think we just have an appreciation for so much. And I've always had that curiosity of just burning, like, man, how does this work? How does this, how.
And you were mocking me while you were reading. I love it.
Right. Go do a handstand.
Yeah.
Mr. Energy. Go climb a mountain. It's hard for him to sit still.
Yeah, you're inviting me on these 80-hour flights. I'm like,
40-hour flights. You can be the onboard yoga instructor.
Yeah. I said I need a sleeper.
Yeah.
Put me to sleep for like 12 hours.
That's funny.
You love to travel. You love to fly. You love to fly. I know you do. I enjoy to fly.
Yeah.
I like to fly, but you love to fly. It's your passion. It's your passion. Yeah, it's your main passion in life.
I love to fly the airplane, but I also love to fly in first class.
Exactly.
I love to fly all sorts.
I love to fly in first class.
I would love to fly all sorts of fun airplanes too, not just the Airbus that I fly for work, like in the seaplanes. There's so much. I mean, aviation is just massive. When you think about from the space shuttle to Piper Cubs in Alaska to helicopters, your father flew. My good friend Justin flew up in Seattle, the Apache helicopter, to gliders, to everything. It's really cool. This has such a it's made our world a smaller place. They said the internet is the airplanes are the physical connector, and internet's obviously the connector through technology. But small world we live on now.
It's cool.
24,900 miles around the equator isn't so big anymore. But you know what? When you fly across oceans,
when you do little hikes, you're like, wow. I'm like,
yeah. Imagine walking
Wow,
I was
right?
on the Weather Channel the other day. I was watching the whole history of the Donner Party in 1848 when they set out across from Missouri
Wow.
all the way through,
Donner Pass.
right, all the way to Truckee,
Cool.
and then the most intense winter that's ever been on record. One of them here in the Tahoe area. Sierra cement, heavy, wet, thick snow. Didn't work out too good for them at the time, but knock knock, we're grateful to be where we are. But the point is, yeah, those people were pioneers in their day. I mean, the courage it took to leave your comfortable home in the Midwest and Missouri and walk west. I mean, travel by 2 miles an hour. We're lucky. We're blessed. The things we take for granted, just
Yes.
airplanes, high-speed
Yes.
trains.
Thank you.
Mr. Elon Musk in his hyperloop.
Yeah.
Hopefully that won't put me out of a job in the airlines, but
Always reinventing.
Yeah.
Always reinventing. Getting
it's a
paid to play.
hyperloop driver.
Getting paid to play.
But we like to talk about a lot of cool things. Education. We like to talk about, I don't know. I mean, you've covered the gamut on this show a lot. But when we're on, we're always just vibing and talking together.
Yeah.
Whether it's motivational things, spiritual things, stuff that's fun. That's the essence of everything. Better be. Otherwise. Yeah.
Even on our walk this morning, I had to remind myself to just be present. As much as I enjoy and I crave outdoor nature and walking, I crave the next thing.
So tell these people about...
You're upstaging me. I forgive you.
Crystal. Yeah,
no, keep going. Be yourself.
Tell me about this. Why do you care?
I'm talking. You do your thing.
That's pretty cool.
You're such a great listener. I love you. I love you.
This is an example. Listening is an art.
Listening is an art. And this is what I talk about with the kids, too,
Yeah.
in my theater improv class. If I'm speaking and I have the microphone and we use imagination, there's no props in improv class, so we always have microphones in our hand. And I say when it's your turn, you're gonna know it.
Right.
You're gonna know when it's your
Yes.
turn. You're gonna feel it, and you can go bonkers. I give space to go bonkers in my theater improv class. They go,
Yes.
show me chaos.
Yes.
Now show me order, neutral position. So if you can go from one extreme to the next, but with consciousness and awareness, you're gonna build trust with one another. You're gonna build.
I agree.
You're gonna build a great relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm building a good relationship with the children. The more I learn how to communicate thoroughly and effectively, they'll call me out on everything. So I have to listen too, and I remain poised. And on our show, I do conscious breaths when I don't know what to say or I'm feeling something.
We don't always have to talk. Right.
And on the walk today, it was so beautiful. I wanted to stay there forever. I had a commitment. I did a sitting meditation before I came here, and I did a little bit more pre-gaming, stretching and such. But I can indulge in every pleasant thing every time. We swing on the swings this morning. I didn't want to leave. Like, I have a certain grief that the thoughts grieve me about being out of the present moment. I'm grieved.
What was the new term we came up with?
What was it?
The children and adults.
Shorts?
Shorts.
Children,
adults.
adults.
Adults,
Try
right.
to connect it for us and speak it. Teach them.
You
Teach
just
the
did,
people.
yeah.
Do it
That's
again.
great.
What is it?
Children, adults.
Children, adults. Chilts.
I think that's what we are. All we desire is freedom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What does it feel like to have choices?
I only want to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Yes.
Freedom and abundance, yeah. But going back to...
And respect all beings. Sometimes
course.
the mass amounts of people need to understand it's not just following your joy and your pleasure seeking along the way. It's in respect to all beings. So if I give first fruits, right, there's first fruits to God in the morning, I feel like that's prayer time, that's meditation time, that's stretching time, that's drinking, hydrating with water, and just saying thankful, getting in the shower, just saying more thank yous.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I start to come out of the shell and interact with other humans and environment. But at first, I want to stay within more, feel the sensations, feel the glory of being alive again on another day.
Right here.
I mean, today's the day.
Yeah,
and I was like, and I looked at this guy, and I had to wear earplugs last night because he snored a little bit. God bless you. I love you. It's all right. But I had my sleeping bag, and, he had my futon, and we were practicing being in Switzerland. We were practicing our travel plans, and
Sure.
then I woke up. I looked at my morning God, and I said, "Thanks for being a part of the best day of my life." And why is today the best day of my life?
Because we exist now, only in this moment.
Does tomorrow ever really come? Arrive?
Time is an illusion.
Does tomorrow ever arrive? Isn't it not
It's
always
just only
today?
now and here. It's all now and it's all here. We're so busy either reminiscing, what we were talking about, reminiscing about the past or preparing for the future that we miss the moment.
It's beautiful.
But what you were talking about earlier, or we were talking about on our walk, is last week when we bought the tickets for the show, how we just wanted to fast forward time to last night, and then how today you just wanted to hit the pause button. Sometimes we want to hit the rewind button. Sometimes we want to hit the pause button in life, the fast forward button. But, you know, when we're having fun, time seems to fly by. When things are in the suck, if you will, it kind of slows down.
Yeah. We called it the swamp last week on episode 18.
The swamp?
Yeah. And you got to know where you're going.
But you just keep walking.
Got to know where you're going, right?
Yeah.
Got to have a goal. Because we can get discouraged if we're
course.
stuck in the swamp and we have no goal, no vision.
Yes.
How much time do you spend imagining, talking about the future in the present moment as if it's happening?
A lot.
We do that a lot,
Right.
don't we? We co-create.
Right.
We're not the creator, but we're a co-creator.
Yes.
We're a participant. We take full responsibility for everything that comes in our lives, pleasant or unpleasant.
Mhm.
Therefore, that gives me
Yes.
more direction. My thoughts travel faster than the speed of light, I believe. And the more I can direct my thoughts to things of
Instantaneously.
desire, right? I
Mhm.
invite prosperity into my beingness. I invite happiness, joy, healthy relationships. This is in respect to all beings.
Mhm.
Being quiet, meek, and unhealthily humble keeps you poor. I'm realizing that. So now I'm speaking my truth in respect to all beings. Always kind, always considerate. Yes, we're recovering a little cynical sarcasm, but we do it to entice, to be inspired, right? You tick
Yeah.
me off a little bit sometimes, but you're
course.
inspiring me to be better
We're only
me.
human, Harry.
You're inspired to be better by.
We're only human, Harry.
I still got room to one more if you want to go to Aspen.
Of course, yeah.
I love this guy. He is.
Yeah.
You're my best friend in Reno. You
I'd
know
say that for sure.
I don't always like you, but I will always love you.
Of course.
It's like it's
Same
really
here.
beautiful.
Yeah. That's
We want
that's
to
a
eat
good
each other's
thing.
ears once in a while.
Yeah, but if you're not pushing the boundaries, you know, I mean,
How can you grow?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we had this cosmic scheduling. I'm gonna be down going a few months before you, Heimlich. Please meet me in August of 2085.
Well, if they say
1985.
yes, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, then well,
I think we made the deal.
we're finally figuring it out.
I think we're enjoying the ride
It's
together.
cool. Yeah, it's fun. So the swamp. Would
Yes.
you the context of that? Tell
Keep
me
going.
about how would
I explained it last week.
Okay.
I want you to share how personally. Here's really to help the audience. This is why our power is a sharing, Global Guys is a sharing to the world. Since we talk about this all the time, I want you to 101 the people when things are not going our way. How do you work your way through them in the present moment, but with hopes for the future? So you have the mic.
Yeah, I think the first thing is just staying with your breath and trying to remain calm, patient, figure a logical solution out. I do that at my job with most people I'm around. Some very close family members don't bring that out. People you're super comfortable with, even my girlfriend sometimes. But I know, that's like my lower self. My higher self, it's like, okay, shoot, how can I make the best out of this? Okay, if I ordered this and I take full responsibility and I know that, for example, I'll give you a great example of staying positive. I was in Prague visiting Justin. We went to Eastern Germany and visited him when he was based there in the military flying helicopters. And so we went to Prague, hung out there for like 3 days. He left, drove back to Germany. I stayed an extra day, toured around the beautiful city, Prague, Czech Republic. And the next morning I showed up to the airport. There was 2 Delta flights, one to Atlanta, one to JFK. The Atlanta flight was pretty full. The JFK flight was wide open, non-revving. And, stuff happens. The flight showed up, it was canceled. And I was like, oh boy, I know they're going to roll every passenger on the Atlanta flight. I'm going to be stuck here for the next couple of days. So I just, you accept it. And I just said, okay, how can I make the best out of it? What are my options? What are my choices? I am where I'm supposed to be. I'm making the best of the situation. And I took a awesome bus from Prague to Munich, Germany, and I remember I just bought a standard ticket, and then the lady, for some reason, upgraded me. Didn't even ask. I was just grateful.
We got upgraded last night to the show.
She upgraded me. Yeah, we did. We did. Those are the original
Patience.
seats I wanted.
Patience.
Patience is huge. Absolutely. And so had an awesome adventure, bus ride, a few nice adult beverages. They make them so delicious with suds over there, that part of the world. Got to Munich in the afternoon because this was a morning flight. So I got to Munich in the afternoon. Got to spend the whole evening in downtown Munich. Left the next day on a flight back to the U.S. wide open. So,
fantastic.
You
surrendered.
You surrendering. That's probably the biggest thing. Accepting it, surrendering, and moving on. You know, getting to the swamp.
Yes,
that's cool. That's cool. I like the theory of that.
And if you drop in quicksand, what don't you want to do? Struggle. Why do you? If you struggle, what happens?
You sink deeper.
And it's like life, anything in life, right? Whatever the experience it may be, I love, you know what? I grew up on the Bible. Mm-hmm. We both did.
Sure.
Be not deceived by appearances. And then I adapt Beauty and the Beast into it. For beauty is found within.
Right.
Right? So the law of change. Don't grasp onto, life is so horrible. It's so victimizing me. I am this, I am that. I'm waiting for so-and-so to change so I could change. And that is all outer world things, trying to manipulate the outer world. So what I do is I close my eyes. I say, what limiting belief systems do I need to just observe to allow them and then pardon them? Okay, thank you for serving me. Thank you for the contrast of what I don't want to be when I grow up. And I focus on the complete opposite. What is the opposite of that contrast? And prosperity, a healthy bank account, healthy relationships, school loans paid off. I own my house. I own my vehicles. I'm able to share in abundance. I love sharing. And it's not just about entertainment or providing a service or good. I am irritated right now. I feel the irritation, and it's because I want everyone to be at their best. So in order for me to be a dictator and tell you to be at your best, I need to be at my best.
Right.
Chad William Michael needs to be at his best. Global guys need to be at their best if we're going to be the example. Enough preaching, man.
But be the change you want to see. That's what you're saying, you know.
I close my eyes.
How you react to someone.
Respond.
Yeah, how you respond.
You're doing great. That was good. That was a good word.
Right. You can't change anybody else's response. You can only change your reaction by taking full responsibility. You yourself can see the world, be the change you want to see as you think, so shall you be. And when you change the way you look at things, it's all the same context.
Why does it work like that? Why? Heimlich, tell me, why does it work like that? What do you rely on intellectually to help you with that etherical...
Your feeling guidance system, right? So if something's bothering you so much, if you just let it go, you say, I'm not going to allow that to bother me anymore. And that's...
How do you do that? How do you let go of that?
I'm working on it.
Cool. No, that's the good answer.
However, I think it's
an
just
individual experience, right?
Reminding yourself that you just have to look at it different.
Yes.
Like that person is that person. I'm not going to, my girlfriend put a picture or a magnet on my refrigerator that said, if I was meant to be controlled, I would have came with a remote. So we're all doing our own thing.
Yes.
All we can do is cheerlead and encourage for each other.
That's beautiful. If I'm busy minding you, paying attention to you, telling you what to do, trying to control you,
right?
All my energy's on you.
Wasted, yes. Right.
I need to focus on me.
Right.
Make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing at the right place, at the right time, and I will meet you when I meet you in the vortex of creation, Heimlich.
Yes.
And that's how we do it. We say, I'll meet you in the vortex.
Yesterday, Rumi, the 13th century scholar from Persia, I love it. It said, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Clever. Notice the word clever, right? Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. That's cool.
Repeat it for us and speak up.
Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself.
Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself. I love that. I'm recovering from a cunning business mind, right? If I think if I do X, I'll receive Y. I need to be unconditionally loving in all my experiences with one to the next. And I feel like in that doing this, I will be rewarded
Yes.
more. That's the fear, though, of letting go of control. I need to fulfill this requirement, that requirement, but that is still trying to manipulate and control out of fear and dominance. And I'm aware of it. That's what I'm healing from.
Being aware is the first step, and that's good, right? Yeah, I know.
Shorts, am
recovering from the
war.
But this is the definition of clever is quick to understand, learn, devise, and apply ideas. Intelligence. So it's not, you're showing intelligence or skill. So yesterday I was clever, meaning like I'm gonna try just to change the world quick. This will work. Throwing glue on a dam that's broken. I mean,
makes sense.
It's kind of interesting. Yesterday I was clever, so I just tried to change the world. His tried.
Okay, try.
Today I am wise, and I am only changing myself, meaning I am only responsible for myself and the way I react to things.
Yes.
Boy, if I could master that, that'd be great.
I am mastering it.
I am mastering
It's always in the present moment, and we say that I am the master, as in you just claim providence over the moment. Yeah. One moment to the next. And the mastery is not in 10 years or in 40 years. It's now. It's practice in the moment, breath by breath.
There's a lot of people that would object to that statement.
It's okay.
But I got to let that's an old thought.
Yeah.
And I like what you say about the, I bless the past, I take the best and leave the rest.
Yes.
That's a quote from Chad William Michael. I take the best and I leave the rest. And that's okay, because our past is filled with a lot of undesirable landmines that we don't need to go step on every day.
Yes. And we ordered it in order to know what we do want.
For the contrast, yeah.
All the mistreatments, all the anything, but we live very luxuriously. I mean, if you want to compare,
luxury is a state of attitude as well.
True. We live, great families.
There's people.
We just have minor contrast. It's just a thought process. Yeah. We want to be liberated in the mind, freedom of mind.
One of the greats said, "Oh, you have issues in your family? Oh, that's because families come with people." People are issues, not have. They are.
Wow.
We all have our things. I'm sure even the great spiritual teachers, all of them. Anyone listening, I know we have our issues, but I think that's part of the human experience. You're not flawed. Nobody's flawed enough that, add whatever you want on that.
I'm becoming perfect. More perfect every day.
We're becoming more and more aware.
Yes.
I think that's
agreed. I still have all these thoughts.
It's a practice, as you say. Every day is a challenge and a practice.
Yes. And it's not like we stop thinking things.
Of course.
Right? We were talking about that we are recovering cavemen, and we are very primitive, but we are evolving and aware.
How you react, how you act on the things that you think.
Yeah.
Right?
I would always want to be empathetic, or I understand the common person, because I am the common person.
Of course.
I have all the thoughts rolling through my head. All of it.
60,000 something thoughts a day.
How many neurons are in our brain that you just read?
Yeah, that was amazing. That book out there.
How many?
100 billion neurons.
100 billion neurons in the brain.
Yeah, and then the synapses connect them. So they were saying that there's more connections if you take 100 billion neurons, and then all the synapses, whatever. So there's more connections in our brain than there are atoms in the universe. That's pretty wild to think of.
I wonder if it's all within me, Heimlich. Is the world without a reflection of the world within?
That is...
I wonder.
An individual neuron may take synaptic connections with up to hundreds of thousands of other cells. That's just one. And because there are nearly 100 billion neurons in the adult human brain, there are more possible ways to connect all these cells than there are atoms in the universe. And the question was, how does the brain give rise to the mind? And what I love at the end is how
does the brain give rise to the mind?
To the mind. And scientists, basically through just, years and years and just cutting in and observing brain tissues, what they've observed is nothing that they can really figure out, except it says, rather the mind arises from the collective activity of billions of neurons that have networked together. And the answer to the level problem lies within the hum and crackle of all this activity. The mind emerging from the patterns it creates, the sum in the end greater than all its parts. So, I mean, just imagine how, that movie with Russell Crowe, whatever, Beautiful Mind. I mean, he was kind of socially awkward, but mind is an amazing thing. I mean, even the best scientists, I mean, it's just it can't be really, they can create artificial intelligence. I'm sure that'll exist. It's already existing, but that's why it's pretty cool to be a human.
Yes.
And just to realize your potential. And they were talking about plasticity through the brain, how it's just, they thought as you hit 19 or 20 years old, after 20 years of learning, you're on a slow decay. But I think the more you educate, travel, learn, read, interact with other people, just try new things, it's probably very healthy, for your plasticity. I'm no neurosurgeon, but it just makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In yoga, there's a terminology: bring the practice off the mat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So as a serious, I consider myself a serious meditator. Right. How
Very,
many times do I excuse myself when we
Yeah.
hang out to go be silent?
Sure.
Right. I
Silence
schedule
is the voice of God.
Usually schedule an hour. Heimlich, I'll see you in an hour. Right.
Twice a day.
And I'll go sit and observe my breath and observe everything else that's going on. And why? It's a healthy selfishness. I know it continues to positively affect my outer world and my outer experiences.
Right. So, silence is the voice of God, they say.
That's when I figure it out.
Right.
I always say that.
So they say, be still, I know that I'm God.
I wonder what that means.
Pretty cool. Stillness, quietness. We're in a society that is the opposite of that, but it's our choice. We don't have to turn on the TV. We don't have to stay inside when we get home from work. Go for a walk.
I'm observing a lot of swear words about the TV word. I'm hearing.
And instead of putting in, music that, there's nothing wrong with music. It's great. It's time to put in something that's inspirational. It's episode 19 of Global Guys.
Yes.
Or just put in earplugs, we both do, and just walk in silence. Hear your breath, and go, man. That's pretty cool. There's some room in, I think it's maybe in Minnesota. I was reading, like, the university. It's like, suppose, this room is quiet.
Mm-hmm.
My second time in here. Before, it was kind of like a workstation. It was a work in progress. But they said this room, the quietest room in the world, it's so quiet you can hear, like, your heartbeat and pulse in your body doing its functions.
Yes.
That's how it gets, though. That'd be a global guy.
That's adventure. How it gets. Yeah, I would love that. But that's how I've experienced that in deep, subtle sitting, day after day after day after day. You get more and more settled, and you're an explorer within. You become an explorer with a torch within your own mind.
Yeah.
Fathom that. We think we got a little guy. I still think I got a little guy behind my brain pulling these sticks, right?
Yes.
And I feel I am everywhere. More and more than ever before, I've observed myself as a cell in my toe. I've observed myself as something connecting left to right hemisphere of my brain. I am my eyeballs. I am my heart, my lungs, my sacral area, my roots, my legs, my knees. It all represents a story.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I can observe the story within, it heals in the world without.
That's great. I mean, a lot of people I know don't even... we have some just interesting conversation. We definitely bring it out. It's cool. I want to put you in that. I want to put you in the Earth's quietest place and see how long you can last. It says it's inside this room. It's so silent the background noise measured is actually negative decibels. And it's at the Orfield Laboratories in Minnesota. And it is so quiet that the longest anybody has been able to bear it is 45 minutes. So it's so silent.
Wow.
That it's negative decibels, minus 9.4 decibels. Steve Orfield, the lab's challenger, told Hearing Aid No, quote, "We challenge people to sit in the chamber in the dark. One person stayed in there for 45 minutes. When it's quiet, ears will adapt. The quieter the room, the more you hear. You will hear your heart beating. Sometimes you can hear your lungs, your stomach. In the anechoic, I'm sure that word, anechoic chamber, you become the sound." So it's a chamber. But this room isn't just for torturing people. It's so fascinating. You orient yourself in the sounds you hear when you walk in. So you don't have any cues. You take any of the perceptual cues that allow you to balance and maneuver. If you're in there for half an hour, you have to be in a chair. I think that would be a great experience for you. I would like to do it. I probably could last 10 minutes, but...
Shall we have a global guy experience there?
I think so. That'd be fun.
I would love that.
I think you could do an hour, but just imagine hearing. I mean, put in earplugs and sit in a room like this is probably pretty quiet, but negative decibels.
That's beautiful.
My mom's a hearing aid teacher, so she could probably explain that to me a little better. But that's cool.
That's supreme.
That's fascinating.
So let's segue here. Thanks for
Yes.
sharing that with us. I want to
Yes.
acknowledge your information sharing, Heimlich,
Of course.
aka STL Captain. And what we want to do is segue into the closing time here of episode 19 Hour Power, segment 2 of Global Guys,
Beautiful.
here at KWNK 97.7
Thank you,
FM, 11 p.m.
KWNK.
Reno Community
97.7
Reno Community Radio.
Community radio.
Yes,
And how many other community radio stations are there?
I'm not sure.
But this is the great
This is
one.
the one I know of. President Positive
97.7.
here.
I like that 97.7. It's got a good,
Ring.
it's great.
And we definitely have over 400 members now, which will put us online in May.
Very cool.
But we are online right now, which is a beautiful
It's exciting.
medium of Instagram. I love it. And the whole
Thank you, Instagram,
KWNK
YouTube,
team, that KWNW.
They're very nice here.
Yeah. Welcome.
They remember me from when we
months
do
ago?
it December. So it was like
Holy
5 months ago.
cow.
April. So like 5 months
Whoa.
ago was the first one.
In 2017?
So let's see. It's 5 months. The next one is going to be episode 20. So
That's
you're
amazing.
averaging, what, 2.5 a month? That's great.
That's
Good
really
for
beautiful.
you.
Thank you.
Number 20.
Thank you.
Awesome. Who's going
And-
to be the guest? I'll
We'll
come
find
back
out.
if you don't have any. I'll volunteer.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
fun. This is really cool.
It's good to have you.
It's
good to
exciting.
have you. It's good to share with the
Hopefully
people.
everybody takes just a little bit. It doesn't, our thing is take what you want from this show. You can take a one-liner or the whole hour or just whatever applies to you. We're just encouraging everybody to seek for themselves and take whatever you want that applies to you and how it enhances your life. Because we do the same from all our teachers. We take the best and apply it and just share.
I agree.
Thanks
I
for
agree.
having me on.
I agree.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate your presence,
Grazie.
Heinrich. And we got a nice little brunch ahead of us, so we're going to do a little closing time here. And
Thanks, Instagram listeners. Some
Yeah.
folks back in Syracuse, New York.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And all over the world. Got to be honest. Like, we got a lot of
I'm
good
not
people.
a big social media guy, but I like
You're becoming.
I like people doing it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Cool. Right on. We
Yeah.
do what we love to do and allow people to do what they love
There's
to do.
there's good outlets for everything. Like social media, when I hear just the term, it's like, ugh. But there's good qualities to it, just like
and we're
anything.
bringing the light to it.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Global Guys here. Seth Thomas, Lauren, Chad, William, Michael.
Thanks for tuning
Gracious
in.
vehicles of all that is love, channel through us and to bless the people of planet Earth. It's a good time.
You were born in Germany, so that's why he talks like that, I guess, every now and then.
We have flashbacks.
How long did you spend there?
3 years.
You haven't returned yet. It's gonna be a glorious comeback for you.
I'm
It's cool. It's exciting.
I
Yeah.
practice being in Deutschland every day here in Reno. And I look
Yeah.
at the mountains and I go on the river walk. The river's the gem here in Reno. I tell everyone it's Club
The Truckee
Concierge in the
River.
Whitney Peak Hotel. I said, have you been to the river yet?
Get down to it. Walk, bike, grab a snack, go sit on a bench, look at the flowers, the birds, appreciate it. It's flowing pretty good right now. 103
Abundant.
miles.
Abundant.
From Tahoe City through Pyramid Lake. And flying over yesterday, a couple of days ago, flew right over Pyramid Lake. It's just beautiful. It's a
The
beautiful,
Black Rock
it's a
Desert.
beautiful part. It has its own unique character up here. We love it. 4,200 feet, growing inbound city. A lot of cool stuff up here. It's a great base camp.
Nice.
Great base camp city. It's been good to us. It's been good to me. I have only good things to say about it, and it's growing, and that's exciting.
Thank you.
It's exciting. It's a
Thank
good place
you,
to be.
Cousin Seth.
Cousin Chad.
Love you, man.
Y'all go wrestle now.
Yeah.
We'll put him in the snake pit and let him wrestle.
Ma, milk.
Milk.
Milk. I need
M-A-L-K.
Milk.
Milk.
Milk. 2% milk.
We'll change the A's someday. That's
Love
one
you
thing I
guys.
do want to change about this, guys. Those long A's in upstate New York. But y'all in Texas. But we've kind of become more neutral as we moved out here. The accents get neutral.
And we love you as much as we know how. Guten
Yes.
Tag. Auf Wiedersehen. До свидания. Hasta luego. And in the Philippines, how do you say goodbye?
Well, mambuhay.
Mambuhay.
Mambuhay is hello and peace
Right on.
and fun and love. Yeah,
All right.
it's exciting.
Our Power episode 19. It's closing off.
Yeah.
Give them your love.
Everybody.
We're closing up.
Ciao. Cheers. Be well.
Peace be with you. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2.